Now going into the Beatitudes album, like
Word.
how did you two start working together?
Man, we had been connected through a mutual friend, and they do an event called The Rock. And Anthony's a DJ and a host. He hosts the Rock events. Him and his wife Gina. Shout out to them. No Weapon Ministry. So I got out there one time and I did a show. I did a set. I think I met Joffrey the first time I did one, and then I did another one. And I remember I did it with my partner Devard, who has been a big part of my musical career as of late, especially. Shout out to him and Elemental Beats. And we went out there and we did a show, we did a set, and I had the kids out there with me. Was vibing, man. I had all the little ones up on stage dancing, and I remember Joffrey just enjoying that. He was in the front row, just giving major love, man. And I always remember that. And ever since then, and I started listening to some Kinfolk, another group that he's part of. Him and Anthony actually, and Martwan. Shout out to them. Um, I remember me and Devarg was trying to get King Macbeth on the track. I don't know where the communication went. I think we were supposed to get him on the track, and we never ended up. Something happened. We never ended up getting him. But when I started putting together the "Me He Saved Me From," um, I remember reaching out to him and just kind of sharing my thoughts and ideas on the project. And I didn't know what I was going to do with it. I just know that God had given me an idea to work with, and that I was going to run with it. And so I kind of ran some stuff by him, and he had some input. And I was like, man, you know what? Let's put that input. Let's bring it to fruition, man. How about you jump on this track with me? And he was talking about follow the leader. And it wasn't even the song title or anything like that. He was just talking about following the lead, following God's lead. And I was like, man, you know what? I kind of gave him the leeway, like, okay, get something started. Here's some beats. Shot him some beats. He picked one out, and it's just history from there, man. Ever since then, the whole that's just the beginning. That's kind of like the beginning, the intro, the Beatitudes, because we did that track and it came out so good. Um, that we just stayed connected. I got on a couple. They got another group called Dub 3K. Shout out to Fly Hines and Shoebox Proper. And I got blessed enough to be one of the only features on their latest album. And through that, I mean, we got a group chat with all four of us, and we just chop it up often, pray for each other, fellowship with each other, laugh, cry, all that. And that just was like the beginning, the spearhead of this whole project, man. Because me and Shoebox Proper were supposed to do a project a long time ago. We already had talked about it, and in the downtime, Shoebox is a little bit he's a busy guy. Let's put it that way. I ain't gonna know. I know how life gets. It gets the same on my end. So he's a busy guy. So he wasn't available as much as I'd like him to be to do this project at the moment. So me and Mac had talked about, like, man, I bet you in the downtime we could probably come out with an album. And
Yeah.
look at us now. We did it. We probably come out with two albums before I get that one out with Shoebox. Man, shout out Jack, bro. I love you, bro. You already know. I just
He know what it
gotta
is.
keep it
He know
real,
what
bro.
it
That's
is.
all. That's all. I just gotta keep it real. That's all.
Man.
He
Yeah, man.
deserve
That's
all those
that's uh,
shots.
that's how the Beatitudes kicked off, man. And I just kind of followed Joffrey's lead on this one too. Of course, I had my input, and man, it's a beautiful project. If nobody's heard it yet, I definitely suggest you go out there and check that out, man.
Absolutely. So that was y'all like really first time working together.
On the
Yeah.
me from part one, yeah.
Yeah, man. Okay, that's what's
Yeah.
up. That's what's up.
Yeah.
So like I wouldn't have known like just the chemistry that y'all have on this project together.
Hmm.
Now, I guess it's another question like when you recorded the project, were you sending like, how kind of like me and you work, obviously, because we're in other states, but like, I might send you a verse recorded, and then you just kind of build off of that, or, did you go to the lab together and, maybe even with your producer involved for the project, getting the concepts together and working together in a lab on a project? Like, how did you overall create the album.
Joffrey, you want to hit that one, or you want me to get it?
Yeah. I mean, I'll say this because Zach was bidding on this. He knows I get excited and I want to get stuff cracking and make these things happen. And I was just like, oh, well, we got the verses together. Like we were texting verses and stuff back and forth. I said, well, I'll go in here and knock it out and stuff like that. But he impressed upon that we were in the studio together. And I love that he did that because not that we weren't already connected, but this really brings the connection together on a project. And if we're doing a project together, we need to be together. I mean, technology is wonderful. We could do all these verses and email the file over, send it over. That's how a lot of people do it these days, but it's different when you're in the building with each other and you're giving ideas like you could have said this differently or you could have came stronger with that. Or sometimes it's just being together. You know what I mean? Having your boy there to go, hey, what do you think? Or he's just vibing, whether he has something to say or not. It's just different. So we came together that way. And I will say this, just to the reason this became an album, it all the way came to. I thought we were just gonna do a lot of songs because we both like boom bap type hip hop. You know what I mean? And we lean into that. And I was like, okay, we just gonna do a bunch of boom bap tracks or whatever like that. Just stay in our wheelhouse and just knock it out. And then he sent over a couple of tracks, and I was like, oh, I don't exactly remember. I was like, sounds too manicured. It sounds, you know what I mean? It sounded too albumish or whatever like that. And he was like, well, okay, whatever. It was some other track. I think you were going to use it for something else, and you were like, okay, well, I was going to use it for something else, but I was like, I just wanted to keep it dirty, grimy kind of stuff. And then the one song, and I don't think he felt strong about it, that turned into Bless. I was like, there's something about this. I wasn't trying to go this direction to have a quote unquote, album single type pretty song, but something about that song stuck out. And that's how we kind of ended up getting a couple of songs sounding like that. But it turned into an album. That made it project like, okay, yes, it's a short project. Yes, it's only 8 tracks long. Yeah, it's only 24 minutes, but it once again, there's a beginning, middle, and the end. It's a complete thought. That's what made it an album, and that was God leading. I already know that.